What's up? What's up, family? I am determined black man John Jay, and as usual, I'm determined to reach at least one someone out there listen to the sounds of my voice, if not each and every one of you are. Hey, look. I know the last video I did was very traumatizing in lieu of a mass shooting that took place in my little small community. And we still, you know what I'm saying, you can still feel the dark clouds or the rain pouring on many of us. Many people are still saddened from that. But recently, on yesterday evening, one of my classmates, president of our class, a very instrumental person in this community, a principal, a scholar, doctor, a very loving, kind, charitable person. I never met her with a frown. We in the recent years we grew much closer. She had even shared personal things with me about some of her health concerns. And I know recently she had lost her mother, and it was a very tragic turn of events for her. Still grieving very hard behind the loss of her mother, which was a sudden thing, you know. We grew up in the same community, shared the same family last name. Her mother and my mother actually had the same name for quite a while, until my mother remarried. And so a lot of times people get the two names mixed up, even upon her mom's passing. So, and like I say, classmates from a small community, you know, just like family, just like a big sister or little sister, you know what I'm saying? So this ain't easy. So if I sound a little groggy or, you know, congested, it's because, man, I've been up all night. And, you know, I know God. I know the Most High God. I know how life goes and transition, and it ain't none of us here forever. But I'll be alive to tell you if I could tell you that I could go through things like this without having any emotions or any sympathy and feelings. With thoughts, I thought all night about her daughter, who has had to endure the recent loss of her grandmother, which they all live in the same household. So, you know, that alone, it bothers me deeply. And so I want to first of all give all my condolences and love to the family, her immediate family, as well as her extended family, and as well as the classmates, because we are an extension of family as well. And this is a deep one. This is a hard one. And it's crazy because just on yesterday evening, one of my other dear classmates that passed away, which I was really close with, Cecilia Holmes Brown, she passed away a couple of years back. And Kashoni always on top of things, you know what I'm saying? Like spearheading. She was the president of the class. You knew it. I mean, it wasn't that she was a dictator, none of that type of stuff. She was just a loving person, very charitable, very caring. But she made things happen. She was gonna stay on top of it. So, you know, throughout that process, she stayed on top of me, making sure that I got to the church on time, and you know, because I was one of the pallbearers, and you know, keeping in contact, making sure I knew where the church was, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? She always on it. You know what I'm saying? Even with our preparation for homecoming and stuff like that, you know, I'm gonna really miss that. But I wanted to get on here also to say, you know what I'm saying, I paid attention. I told you I watch patterns. And in my small community, we have lost some very, very instrumental pieces. We have lost some very golden nuggets to our community. And so in saying that, in lieu of that, I just think that God is sending a message to this world. Because like some people always say, God is plucking his finest flowers from the garden of life. Or something like that. But I just noticed a lot of very sweet, genuine people in the last 6 months. We've lost at least 5, maybe 6 here in this community. But I see it also happening in other places. And I know that you all may think that it's just coincidental, but me personally, from a spiritual standpoint, I think God is trying to prepare us for things to come, and he's taking some of those people that we, you know, it's just gonna awe us. You know what I'm saying? We're like, I can't believe this person is gone. You know, and so because we tend to take a lot of things for granted until it hits home personally, until something happens to one of your immediate family members, something happens to you, we tend to overlook a lot of things. We tend to just shrug them off. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 days, we on to something else, if that long. So I think that, you know, with it being people that are instrumental in the community, people that people look up to, or people that you know, the power people, the people that make moves, people that had the ability to change things. You know what I'm saying? When you see these people actually having real life situations or actually passing away, you know what I'm saying, leaving here, especially at a young, tender age with young children, it's so disheartening. It moves us. It moves us in a different way, and it makes us become more in touch with reality. See, I think a lot of times God is trying to wake us up because we have become so detached and so insensitive to one another's feelings and the things that other people go through. And so he's using some of the remnants, that small percentage of people that's really good out here and genuine and loving. You know what I'm saying? No, not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So I know it's going to be somebody that's going to be judgmental and going to say, oh, she wasn't this, or oh, they wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as we knew, you know what I'm saying, for the masses of us, generally speaking, these are some of the most angelic people that I know. And, you know, recently lost my aunt, which was like a sister to me, you know what I'm saying? And I know she wasn't perfect. Anybody that knew her knew that she had an extensive past. But the beautiful thing about her was that she forgave and she forgot. You know, and she moved on and she lived her life and she loved everybody. I mean, she tried to bring everybody together, you know what I'm saying? So the community was messed up behind that one. And we lost a couple of others right there close in proximity. And it just was baffling, you know what I'm saying? We still are behooved by the loss or the transitioning of some of these people. And so I'm saying this to say that I told y'all the last message, it's prayer time. And I seen a lot of other people saying the same thing. And I also noticed a lot of people saying, well, it's got to be something bigger than that. Ain't nothing bigger than the Most High God. That's why I relate to him as the Most High God. Because see, there's other things out here that we idolize. You know what I'm saying? And we you know, some people worship money. Some people think that you could just go out here and buy some protection, buy a fence, or buy, you know, a camera, you know, buy a security guard or a bodyguard. But that ain't how it works. Because when it's your time, it's your time. When he want to pluck you, he'll pluck you. So what you need to do is get on your knees and pray. And ask God to prepare you for whatever it is to come. Ask him to strengthen you so that you will be strong enough to endure whatever it is to come, if it be in his will that you survive. Not only that, we always got to remember that we've been given more than we ever gave. So let's just thank God for giving us what we've already got, the days that we have already had. Many of us are looking forward to bigger and better and brighter things. And I'm not trying to discourage you. Matter of fact, I want to encourage you to stay on track and to keep marching and stepping, soldier. Don't never give up on that. You know, the journey ain't easy. But at the end of the day, if you like me, then I'm just appreciative for whatever has already been given. And there has been many things that I couldn't even see how I would have made it had it not been for the help of the Most High God. So let's praise him for what we've already been given in the past. You know, more than we always out here asking and begging. God, please do that. God, please do this. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I understand that it must be action behind prayer, because faith without works is dead. But the works is in your righteousness, the way you move, the way you treat other people. You know what I'm saying? And if you live by the Spirit, through the Spirit, by the Spirit, then it ain't nowhere around it. You're going to be convicted if you do anything else. Your spirit going to be vexed, and you ain't going to be able to just go to sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to live your best life knowing that you done wronged somebody, or that there's somebody out here that you can just simply apologize to and let things go and brighten up your day and their day. You know what I'm saying? But so many of us want to be grudging it hard. We want to hold on to grudges. You know what I'm saying? And hate one another. And half the time we forget why we even be mad at each other. It'd be years later we still mad. But we forgot, what was it that me and her got into? Or why we ain't like, half the time they don't even know you. They just don't like you. But anyway, I just wanted to encourage you all to continue to pray. Continue to pray to uplift one another, but to also lift away some of this negative energy, some of these dark clouds, as we call it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's essential. It's essential. You know, God is calling for us to get back to what's most important. God is calling us to take our attention away from these worldly things. Do you know how much money and time has been invested in destroying our people? So it ain't gonna be easy, because we fighting against a mechanism. We fighting against a machine. And it starts with that music industry. It starts with media. And I tell y'all this all the time. I've been saying this for years. You go back and check all my videos on YouTube. It starts with media, because the media is what propagandizes the American people. And it's what promotes and pushes all this ideology into our communities. Having our children thinking that it's better to die at 20 or 19 because it'll make you famous, than to live their life and raise children and grandchildren and to have a life, of fulfillment, of purpose. What purpose is a child serving dying at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old? They just started to live. Though there could be lessons learned from those instances, who wants to continue to go through that? I found this picture here, and it was so disturbing to me to see this. I said, now this culture is really sick. Anytime, here we have about 10 cutouts of people, young people, that was a clique, all dead. And don't nobody see what's wrong with this? It's like we glorifying death. It's like we glorifying being murdered and not fulfilling purpose. These are people, young people that are cut down short. They not coming back. No matter how pretty those cutouts are, how close to image that they are, actual image, size, life size, no matter how life size and how close to image that they are not that very person that they're depicting. That person ain't coming back here, not to this realm. We got to get over this, man. We got to get this stuff out of our system. We got to get this stuff out of our community. We got to start unveiling some of these hidden agendas and some of these spiritual wickedness that's devastating us, that's destroying us. It's almost like it's unreversible. Anyway, once again, I just wanted to encourage you all to continue to pray, continue to meditate, continue to access those portals to righteousness. Meditate. Fast, sacrifice. And stay within discipline. I always tell y'all, this is a new one that I recently started telling y'all. Discipline over desires. Stay disciplined in all ways. Stay up, stay humble, and stay good people. Until the next time, I'm Determined Black Man John Jay. I love you all. I hope that you all continue to grow, continue to gain understanding spiritually, physically, and mentally. Challenge yourself daily. Also, don't forget about your positive affirmations. When you wake up in the day, to begin your day, start your day off on a positive note. Start your day off praising the Most High, meditating, high vibrational things. You need to raise yourself up. How you start things off 9 times out of 10 is how you'll finish. Trust me. I'm not saying that I don't get conflicted. I'm not saying that the devil doesn't try to wiggle his way into my life, because he does all the time. But what he has had to realize by now, I ain't going. And that what Kirk Franklin say, I'll stomp him out. I'll stomp him right back on out of the ground he come from, trying to get in my life. And I do that through a lot of times just keep moving forward, you know what I'm saying? When he see that he can't drag me down, and I just keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. That's how you stomp the devil out. That's how you stomp the devil out. You keep moving forward. You keep smiling. You keep, gravitating towards positivity. Don't allow him to see you sweat. Don't allow him to see you cry. Don't allow him to see and expose or exploit your vulnerabilities. See, when he know that it ain't nothing he can do, he gonna keep firing at you. But it's just the fact that when he know, and eventually, he just gotta try a new trick. That trick don't work, so you get some relief, and then you get right back at war. See, this is a war, not just a battle. The war, battles are fought in the trenches. One here, one there, one here, one here, one there. But the war continues. The war is a lifetime battle. So we fighting a spiritual war. It's a war that's gonna last a lifetime. And sometimes you're gonna lose some of them battles in the trenches, and sometimes you're gonna win. But just don't give up to the end. Don't give up. Fight to the end, baby. I love y'all. I hope y'all stay up. Stay strong. Support one another. Y'all hit the like button. Share this message. Please drop any comments you feel free to drop into the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to start conversating. We need to start communicating with one another about some of the same things. Like, we need to get on accord with one another. I love y'all. I'm out. One.